The one key challenge that I always come back to is the issue of water. Water really will be the linchpin of climate change, some people say. And in our area, it's the fact that we're going to have increased precipitation, more frequent and intense storms.
The trend has been in the coastal buoys, as well as in the Central Lake buoys, that we are seeing larger and more frequent storms in the Great Lakes with larger waves.
We've already seen a huge increase in the extreme precipitation events that have been observed, so we anticipate that that trend will continue in the future, and that only exacerbates things such as flooding in cases where they've already experienced flooding, and then also just runoff and things of that nature would also be potentially more intense in the future.
Water quality is an important aspect of the City of Holland. We're partners of Project Clarity, which is a multi-jurisdictional collaboration to improve the water quality in Lake Macatawa and as it feeds into Lake Michigan.
Lake Macatawa is, for many people in the City of Holland, it's a wonderful asset, but many people don't see it. In fact, many people were not even reminded that we have that, because it did have some pollution issues, it did have some water quality issues.
Governments have an important role, and their role is really trying to translate what we anticipate, the larger trends, into the local happenings. And so where to start with that, I think, is taking a look in the past about extreme events that have occurred and seeing how high were the waters, what were the most fragile pieces of infrastructure, and really becoming acutely aware of where the vulnerabilities are in their own communities.
Through our Resilient Master Plan project, we were able to identify natural features, what I would call points of entry of stormwater into the watershed.
There's many things that we can do to help mitigate and clean up the water that's flowing into Lake Mac. And these are just water flowing in from the streets and just natural stuff. But then we can just clean it up and beautify the area too.
Ideally, how to start thinking more creatively and broadly about how to connect day-to-day land management kinds of things with other activities that the community engages in, like stormwater management, which maybe traditionally has been something done by the Department of Public Works, who's really just thinking, how do we move the water off-site as quickly as possible, because that's what a stormwater system is supposed to do. Well, maybe there are other ways to deal with that stormwater that won't exacerbate flooding problems or things like that.
Stormwater is important in that if we can have an increase in rain gardens, detention systems, retention systems, swales, just look at these kinds of alternatives that people call green infrastructure. I think it can reduce the capacity that our systems need to meet.
We hope through our master planning efforts, and we hope through some other programs that are happening, like Project Clarity, which is highlighted in the master plan, that through a lot of those issues, water quality can be elevated, and people can really start to look at our waterfront in a real prideful way and really try to embrace it.